I'm Matthew Thomas, and I am back with the third episode of the Super Cool podcast. And this is actually my second album review that I'll be doing. And the featured artist this week is Elsie Binx, a killer rock and roll band out of Detroit, Michigan. I will be reviewing their second album, That's What She Said. It's actually my favorite Elsie Binx album, so forewarned, I'm a little bit biased towards this album. And I'm just going to talk about the album cover, or should I say covers, real quick, because it's kind of cool with this album. They originally released it back in 2017, so 3 years ago, and the album cover is a little bit different. It was orange and purple and yellow, and I thought it was really cool. I really liked it. But then they sold out of the copies of the original That's What She Said. So they decided to do a redesign for the new batch of albums, and wow. Looking at it right now, you know, it's purple, it's green, it's darker. It is just killer. You know, I was hearing about it for a couple months about, you know, this new album redesign. I, you know, saw some sneak peeks of it, and I was like, all right, it looks pretty cool. And then I got it in person about a week ago. I'm just blown away just how good it looks. And all the colors, they go perfectly together, and I absolutely love the redesign. I like the first album cover, but I love the redesign just a little bit better. So let's get into the tracks now. And I just want to say that, you know, all these tracks are just phenomenal in my opinion, but I'll be highlighting some of the tracks that I really think stood out and I think are some of my favorites off this album. And the biggest reason I will only be talking about selected songs is I could be here for a very long time breaking down all of these great songs. The first song I'm going to highlight is the second song on the track listing. It is Say You Will. And this is a great opening song. It's a phenomenal rock and roll song, gets you into this album even more. And the chorus is my favorite part of this song because it has Aaron's vocals, lead vocalist Aaron has her vocals in there, but then you hear these group vocals as well, and it's really cool. It's a really different element that, I mean, I love Aaron's vocals. I think she's a phenomenal vocalist, but I think the group vocals just give it another layer to this song. The next song I want to highlight is Should Have Known, and I think this song actually gets a little bit overlooked on this album because it's a great song in its own right, but since there's so many great songs on this album, re-listening to this album a few days ago, I think it gets a little bit overlooked. It's a very relatable song to many people, because I think many people have been there, where you get into a new relationship of some sort, and you're not looking too deep into this. You're not looking like the red flags or stuff where you should have known that this relationship wasn't going to go well, but you weren't looking where you should have been. And I think that's very relatable to a lot of people. Again, there's some more group vocals in there, and I really enjoy it. You know, again, it adds another layer to this song. And about halfway through this song is some great guitar work that I honestly, again, this song I think gets overlooked on the album, but re-listening to it, it is just a solid song, very well produced. The fourth song is my favorite song off this album because it's actually the first Elsie Binx song I heard. I don't really have to go too much into it because I think it really just explains itself. It is You Can't, and they released a live version of it, their first live single, and that was released on Tax Day back in April of this year. It's just a great jam. It is a hard rockin' jam, and it has a great message with it as well. You know, you can try your hardest to break me, but you will never kill me. I'm determined, no matter what you do, I'm not gonna die. And I think that is a great message in that song. And again, it's a very solid song. The guitar and the drums and Aaron's vocals, it's just a very well put together song. That's why it's my favorite. Now the fifth song is Look Out. And I think the bass is more prominent in this song in a few areas. I think that's really cool. You get to hear the whole complete sound. And I really enjoy that part. And it's another great jam, and it rides the momentum of You Can't. Like, You Can't, talking about do what you want, but you're not going to kill me. And this song is, I'm going to do whatever I want. It doesn't really matter. Again, another great song with another great message. And I've heard this song live, and I think this song really highlights Aaron's vocals. Next song I want to discuss is Shine. It's the seventh track on That's What She Said, and it has just a lovely piano intro. I really dig it because this song starts off a little bit more mellow. It's a little bit refreshing. You know, a lot of these songs before the 7th song is more hard rockin' songs, and this song does crank up to a rockin' song, but it starts off mellow, and I think that's very refreshing for me. I really enjoy this song mostly because it hits me and probably other people who have listened to this song on an emotional level. It's pretty much like the decision that you wake up one day and you know that it's time to leave and that you should have left a little bit a while ago, but you love the person, you want to see the best for the person, but you also have to be looking out for yourself as well, and you know that leaving this person, or leaving this relationship, or leaving this situation is the best for everyone involved. It's a very tough decision, but you know that you love everybody involved in this, but it's time for you to move on and shine, and man, that is some emotional stuff right there. And you know, I absolutely love Shine. I love the piano throughout the song, and it's just, again, another well put together and produced song. The last song I want to highlight is the 11th track, and it is Before I'm Dead. It's another more mellow song. It starts with acoustic guitar at the beginning of it, and I really enjoy this song, most because it's talking about going places, going to bars, meeting people, having a great time, not sure when you're going to be back, or even if you're going to see these people again in your lifetime. It's a very powerful song in my opinion. The lyrics I really enjoyed in this song that really spoke to me is, knowing the ones who matter most aren't very hard to find. It's really to me talking about tour life for bands, that you know the people that you love, that the support that you get, they're not hard to find when you need them. But also just, again, going to different places, putting on these killer shows, not sure if you're going to meet these people ever again, but you're going to have a great time while you're doing all of this. And I just think that is just killer. And again, it's a little bit more of a mellow song, and I think that's a great song for me to wrap up this album review. I know they put on a killer cover of Whitesnake. It's like 10 minutes long on this album. I thought that was really cool, including that cover as well, so it's definitely worth a listen. Those are some of the songs that I highlighted off this album, but please do yourself a favor, if you have not checked out Elsie Binx, please do that. Follow them on Twitch. They got some albums for sale, so just hit them up. Check out all their albums, actually. You know, the first one, Smile on the Bullet, the one I just reviewed, their second album, That's What She Said, and then their all acoustic album, Electric Baby. All of them have really cool artwork, and they're just a really great band. I've had the pleasure of working with them. Always love going to their shows. I know they can't do shows right now, that's why they're doing Twitch, but when shows can safely happen again, do yourself a favor, go see them live, because they always go to shows in, you know, the Michigan, Indiana, even out of state places as well. You know, they're supposed to have a show in Pittsburgh, that didn't happen though. They've done shows in California, Vegas. They tour a lot. A band that just, you know, they recently signed the record label, but were independent for, you know, their first 5 years. They tour a lot, and they always leave it all on the stage. If you want to hear some of the live stuff, check out their You Can't live video and live single. That just gives you a little taste of what they are live, and that is phenomenal. So again, make sure to check out Elsie Binx and follow them on Twitch. They always have really cool shows Monday through Thursday at 7 p.m. So make sure to do that as well. And something else that is really cool, all the band members have their separate Twitch accounts, and they're becoming more and more active on those accounts as well. I could continue to go on and on and on about how much I love Elsie Binx, because actually what was really cool, I went to see a Stitched Up Heart show in November of 2019, and Elsie Binx was there, and I heard of the name, but I actually never really listened to their music. I didn't really know too much about them, and just seeing them once cold with no kind of introduction, just them going on stage saying, "Hey, we're Elsie Binx," and just killing it on stage, I was hooked. And that is why I really try to support them as much as I can. I do encourage other people to do the same, you know, even if it's just sharing a post. It's free to share a post on social media about this band, and just the small stuff like that could really help this band. And I'd like to thank everyone for listening to the third episode of the Super Cool Podcast, hosted by me, Matthew Thomas.